What's up, y'all? Real Sabroso here, back at it again with Faceoff. I'm here with...
Hey, man, let's get it.
And in today's episode, we're going to do just a little intro. We're gonna tell you guys a little bit about why we decided to start, this podcast and, talk a little bit about, ourselves so you guys can get familiar with us.
First, I'm going to say a little bit about myself, right? So I started boxing when I was 8 years old. Had over 100 amateur fights. Was a 2-time national champion. Was ranked third in the nation. I got third in the U.S. Open Nationals. Back then when you had to qualify for it, not just walk straight into the tournament. So yeah, you had to win state and regionals. Now people could just walk straight in, so it's not really a big thing to make it. Back then it was, guys. But yeah, so now, guys, I'm just here teaching guys, coaching, and since then, I love it, man. If you guys follow my other channel, Boxing with Eddie, this is our podcast channel, guys. It's gonna be huge, guys. So keep watching, tune in. We're gonna give you guys a lot of tips, tricks on how to be successful in the sport of boxing, and also we're gonna break down fights, pro fights, even Olympics when they come back around.
There it is. You heard it there first. Same thing with me. I was an outstanding amateur. I won 5 national titles and had close to 200 fights. I went pro. I decided to go pro, campaigning at junior lightweight and lightweight. I hold a record of 12 wins, 3 losses with 3 knockouts, and I fought on big stages like ESPN, DAZN. Also fought for a WBC title, a USA WBC title. We have the knowledge, when it comes to boxing. Me and this guy, we have a lot of knowledge, and we're excited to spread that knowledge with you guys, and also so you guys could get our take on fights and stuff like that.
For sure, man. I mean, like, everybody judges fights differently, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, he might score a close fight to someone that I think he lost, if it's a close split decision, right? But one thing that I would like to say too is on one of his big fights, I was a head coach. He was a main event, and I was a head coach in that big fight, because his coach fell out. I'm the assistant usually, but his coach got sick, so I was the head coach for that fight. And man, it was a lot of fun. Big event, a lot of fun, man. We're not done there, man. He's going to get some more big fights here coming up soon, guys. So make sure you guys sub to this YouTube channel. Keep watching.
Yes, sir. Just so you guys could get to know us a little bit more. We perform on the big stages, We perform on the big stages. We've been there, and we know what that's like. We've also, done interviews with, the DAZN people, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we're very familiar with podcasts and like interviews and stuff like that. We've been on those stages, and we're excited to see where boxing still takes us. We're also owners of a boxing gym here in Denver. It's called Vasquez Boxing Academy. We are the owners, and we are also the head trainers there. So, a lot. We're all about boxing. Boxing is in our blood. It's all we know since we were kids. That's our bread and butter. And we love boxing. Like, like me and this guy could, when the cameras are off, we're still talking boxing. Like, that's why we decided to start a podcast, because like some of the stuff we talk about is like so interesting.
Yeah.
We'll just be randomly talking about boxing things, and then we'll be like, dang, like that would be like a good boxing episode or a good boxing talk. So that's why we decided to start this, because of our love for the sport, and we just want to spread our knowledge. Yeah, we have a lot of boxing knowledge. We have a lot of boxing memories and experiences that I think a lot of athletes could learn from. And even people that don't do boxing, I think they'll find it interesting still, because boxing is, my opinion, it's the hardest sport in the world for sure. I've done pretty much all the sports, and I think boxing is for sure the hardest sport.
Yeah. Like for all the boxing fans, you guys tune into all of our episodes. It's just not going to be giving like advice for fighters, because we're also going to do that, but we're also going to talk about fights, break down fights, whether they're big fights or up and coming fighters. We're going to talk about everything. So all the boxing fans, make sure you guys sub to this channel. But yeah, just like you said, man, we have a lot of boxing knowledge. He started boxing first than me, and then I followed his footsteps. You guys know that's my brother. I'm now his assistant coach, sometimes his head coach. He's a pro fighter. I myself decided not to turn pro and just go to coaching, and I started other YouTube channel. If you guys follow that channel, is Boxing with Eddie, and this channel is the Faceoff with me and my brother, our podcast. So man, for everyone that follows me on Boxing with Eddie, man, follow us here. We're gonna give you guys some great tips, and also for the boxing fans, you guys want to talk about fights, you want to talk about the up and coming fights coming up. We got some good fights coming up, and we're not gonna miss those. We're gonna talk about them. We're gonna give our advice on them. So yeah, that's what we're here to do.
Yes, sir.
That's all we know.
We're really pumped about this podcast, guys. Like we said, we have the experience. We're always ranked, top 3, top 5 in the nation. We're always fighting the best fighters in the nation.
The thing is, we're not just talking, man. We have receipts. I could go get my USA boxing medals right now. National USA boxing medals, okay? I even got a freaking bout sheet that says semifinals, and we got a lot of pro fighters right now that are world champions in that bout sheet. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we're just not saying, oh yeah, we're this, we're that.
We got
been there.
We got the accolades.
We really lived it, guys. So, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying, like, we know what we're talking about. For everyone that, who are these guys? I don't know what they're talking about. No, we know what we're talking about. So if you guys follow us, you're gonna get tips from actual, real pro and advanced. I don't know how to say advanced, elite. Yeah, elite amateur fighters.
Yeah,
pro fighter, amateur.
Yeah, no.
I never went pro, but
because we see a lot of guys on YouTube and TikTok that are trying to teach guys stuff, and they don't know what they're talking about, So, like, we have the credentials, and we want to teach you guys, how to do it correctly. Don't listen to these guys that have never had one amateur fight, or even, 10 amateur fights, and they feel like they're professionals. We're to teach you guys the right way and give you guys real advice from guys that have experienced it at the top level, think about it. Over 200 fights. Like, how many times did we have to lace up our boots? How many times did we have to, prepare for those moments?
That's 200 fights, but imagine the sparring rounds.
Sparrings and, all that stuff. All the training sessions.
The training, the sparrings, the sacrifices, the not going to birthday parties, not seeing family members. Just sacrifices, That's some things that a lot of fighters go through, and they don't really talk about it, but you sacrifice a lot when you get into the sport of boxing if you're taking it serious. If you're just out there messing around, then you won't last long. And it is what it is. But me and him, man, we started when we were young. He's still going at it, and I'm coaching now. But a lot of people always ask me why I didn't turn pro. There was a time, even he knows, that I was about to turn pro, and then we even had a guy and everything. I was gonna do it. Didn't happen. Got injured, and then after that, got injured again, and after that, injured again, and then after that. But no, no excuses though. I still want to do it one day, maybe just to test myself out. But as far as a career, no. Now I do want to do it just to kind of test myself out. If I get into Misfits, if Misfits is watching this, hey man, let's get it.
For real, Misfits, come on, hit us up. We'll take any of you guys.
All of them at the same night.
Dean the Great, I always call you out, bro. Let's get this fight already, bro. Come
Jay
on.
Paul,
come on, bro. You keep calling out Shakur and all these guys, bro. They ain't gonna fight you, bro. But I'll fight you. For. You name the price, bro.
Jay Paul, Mike Tyson, he's too old, bro. Nah. But nah, just so you guys know, we're not just gonna talk about tips and tricks, fights, man. So all the boxing fans out there, guys, sub to the channel, guys. But
this is gonna be the channel right here. This is gonna be the one. Watch, In a few years, you guys are gonna come back to episode 1 and you'd be like, whoa, like these guys really made it.
Yeah.
You know, this is gonna be the channel right here. This is gonna be the new up and coming boxing channel. This is gonna be it right here.
Yeah. This is just the intro.
And we'll have special guests and stuff like that. We'll have like, we're gonna interview fighters, coaches, you know, people that have been, you know, I know big time promoters, you know, I know managers, all these guys that you know can come and talk and tell us, give us their knowledge, you know, on the sport. And you know, just like, we're not even just gonna talk about like what goes on in the ring. We're gonna talk about what goes on outside the ring.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of fighters think that it's just everything is just what you do in the ring, but almost like 90% is what you do outside the ring.
Oh yeah.
How you prepare mentally outside the ring too. You know, I would say probably like boxing is more mental than anything. And
just like you said about the mental, man, I got some stories. This is just the intro, guys. We're basically done with the intro here, but man, I got some stories for you guys about like the mental game in boxing when I was not in it mentally and when I was in it mentally. Like the difference, it's a huge difference. You could like train your butt off, work super hard, but if mentally you're not there, you're not gonna perform the same. So I got some stories to share later on, guys. But yeah, this is it for the intro, guys. So that's all we're gonna say, guys. This is it for the intro. Get ready for that episode 2, guys. This is Eddie, man. Make sure you sub to the Faceoff. Let's get it, guys.
Yeah, just like he said, you know, the mental part, you just gotta lock in. You know, you just gotta lock in.
Hey man, you're saying too much. This is only episode 1.
Once you lock in and make up your mind of what you want to do,
yeah,
and envision it, you can do it. I just want to finish off with that because that's a good
finish. That's a good finish
from Real Sabroso right there.
Hey,
and
write that quote down.
And just like that, Real Sabroso out.
Eddie out, guys. See you guys in the episode 2.
Peace out.